playing Yu-Gi-Oh makes me feel kind of empty inside. And I don't know why. Like, I've been playing the game since I was a little kid, about like 13 years, when I was 13 years old, which was like in 2003 or so, or something like that. But lately, over the past few years, probably started around when Vrains kind of came out. It was kind of peak as well as a little bit of emptiness. Like, that emptiness kind of started to crawl out of me, where I started to feel the emptiness inside when playing the game. Like, typically I've never felt this way before, but for some reason, I don't know, it just started coming up. And at first I was excited because Vrains came out and it looked really cool, especially after Arc 5 was kind of a disaster. So I was really excited for the new anime to come out and stuff like that, and it looked really interesting because it was taking itself kind of serious. But at the same time, I don't know, that interest that I used to have in the anime kind of dwindled. Like, even now, I haven't even finished Vrains or watching the whole anime. I know a lot of people only like Yu-Gi-Oh for like the original. That's why you see a lot of like legacy cards re-releasing and stuff like that. But personally, I played Yu-Gi-Oh for the anime itself, and I've been following it since Vrains and stuff, or at least I've been watching it. I know about Rush Duels, but I don't like to get into that because it's not really any of my interest to get into it, since I don't really know much about it. But at the same time, it's not, the game mechanic for the Rush Duel isn't something I'm interested in. But like, it's like, I don't know, that excitement, I don't know if it's because of the meta that's been going on, or just in general. Like, even this is like way before I don't know, the Flopar Popular meta was a thing. It just didn't feel exciting. I don't know if it's because I've been using like uncompetitive decks, because I like using the Raid Raptors and like Elemental Heroes, right? But with that, even with that, it just, I don't know, I feel like it's not because I'm a sore loser, because I don't mind losing to a really, if I'm having fun, right? I like being competitive, but not to the extent where it is right now, right? And the amount of how expensive this game has become is crazy, and I don't think anything's going to change anytime soon, unfortunately. But with all that, it doesn't feel fun anymore. Like, I want to have fun with the game. Like, I still am attracted to the cards itself. The concept of Yu-Gi-Oh is so attractive to me. I don't know why. Is nostalgia? I don't know. Like, I'm nostalgic about a lot of things, but I don't feel passionate about the nostalgia. I don't yearn for it, right? Like, I don't yearn for the original Yu-Gi-Oh, even though I grew up with it. Like, I like Arc 5 characters, I like Vrains, I like the openings and endings of the newest shows and stuff like that of Yu-Gi-Oh, with the exception of Rush Duels. But it's just, the card game itself is just not interesting anymore. It's not fun anymore. And it could be because of the lack of like diversity in the game in general. There's a whole bunch of different archetypes, right? And when I say diversity, I mean, like, it's just that interaction. Like, it's all about hand traps, it's all about negates and stuff. I don't know if this is where it's coming from, the emptiness, but it just doesn't feel fun anymore. Like, I used to like playing Raid Raptors, dueling other people with it, knowing that I have a chance at beating them, or just getting that energy from them. But it just doesn't feel that way. I don't know if because we're growing up with the game, and as we grow up, we become more serious with the game, right? It's no longer something that we want to have fun. We want to see these monsters battle. We want to see, you know, this excitement of awesome moments, like that one moment where this guy was in a tournament and he literally pulled Exodia off, and it was huge. Everyone was excited. Everyone was screaming. That energy, it's just not there anymore, you know? And I miss that because that's what makes me want to keep playing this game. But it's just, I don't know, I'm just losing my drive. Like, even though Duel Links is a thing, and Duel Links, I'm sure it was made for casuals, for people who like the anime, because it's obviously the characters, the anime is there, the anime characters are there, as opposed to Master Duel, where it caters more towards people who like the card game, who like the the meta aspect of the card game, right? It wasn't really meant for people who like the anime more than the card game, the actual TCG card game and stuff, right? But even with Duel Links here, it does satisfy a little bit of that crave of excitement, but lately, after playing this game for as long as that's been going on, it just feels empty, right? I just find myself playing these duels, playing these events and stuff, but I just don't feel any kind of excitement, any kind of joy playing it. I feel kind of like mindless just playing it. I just find myself playing it for like a few minutes, right? It's just, I don't know if it's because if it's a me problem or it's just the game in general. Like, it's like I want to play Duel Links but in person, and I know Speed Duel is a thing, but it's not the same because Speed Duel is so behind, right? I don't want to play the original Yu-Gi-Oh! I want to play with pendulums and links and XCs and synchros and stuff, but it's just not exciting, probably because of how things are structured now, how they make the decks. They don't support fun decks, as they would say, which people would say like trash decks, but I think that's what makes Yu-Gi-Oh! So fun, is that you have so many options. But because they're trying to push this narrative of like making this game more competitive, it's just, I don't know, it just sucks all the fun out of it. And I think that's probably where I'm losing interest, is because of that. Sadly, because I really do like Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, I love the characters. Like, my favorite character is Jaden Yuki. That's why my name is Jaden Day Zero, right? Because I love Jaden Yuki. He is my favorite character. I buy his figures. I buy merchandise that comes out from Japan that includes him because he's just an awesome character. I love Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. I love watching it. Obviously, I like all the Yu-Gi-Ohs, really. I like Yuto right here, which I'm playing right now. I love, like, Yuya as a character. Even though the show itself wasn't great, I love playing with Yuya. And then Shun, probably one of my favorite characters in Arc 5, right? As well as other characters from across all other Yu-Gi-Oh! Shows and stuff. But it's just, I think it's because the lack of anime that is fun, right, for Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, there's Rush Duels, but it's just not the same, right? It's not the Yu-Gi-Oh! That I grew up with, not the Yu-Gi-Oh! That we know right now, or the Yu-Gi-Oh! We know since we grew up with it, right? It's just different, and I know what Konami's trying to do. They're trying to, like, make it more accessible, right, to children, and that's what originally it was meant to be, for children, right? But it's not anymore because of how everything is. But even then, it's not even that, it's the community as well, because everybody's older now, right? We grew up with Yu-Gi-Oh! But everyone's so serious, right? No one's having fun. No one, like, there are people trying to make this fun again, but it's like lacking that energy, you know, that we used to have when we were kids. I don't know if it's because of, you know, life in general. We just grow up and that's just how things are. But it's just thinking about that, it's just sad because I really do want to enjoy this game, right? It's just everything about it is so interesting. And this game that Takahashi-san created, I really do appreciate it. But I don't know. It just feels empty. And I don't know why.